Hello there, happy Friday. Welcome back to Melly Loves Death Metal. I'm going to be doing an all vinyl episode today. Also, I took off this thing on my mic to see if it sounds better. I did a couple test videos. It sounds exactly the same, but I'm going to record the whole video today and see. When I first got this mic, it's just a Razer gaming mic. It didn't have one of these. I bought this separately from Amazon for like $1. And something tells me maybe I should just never put it on. I don't know, but I'm leaving it like this to see if the sound is better. But within the next couple of months, after I've been situated in my job long enough and the financial funding is there, I am definitely going to invest in a better microphone. Because this thing fucking sucks. Also, the boom arm, whatever the hell this thing is the cheapest, like $10 piece of shit that I bought off of Amazon several years ago, and it sucks too, so I might just invest in a better setup. Anyway, a little bit of a tangent there. Happy Friday. It is Release Friday. I'm not talking about the releases coming out today. There's like two things that I'm interested in. That's the new Mortal Wound, which I've had the promo for, so I've already listened to it several times, and the new Rot in Christ, same thing, had the promo for, I've listened to it several times. Promos kind of ruined Release Fridays for me, unfortunately. I know it's such a weird thing to complain about. I know. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it does kind of ruin Release Fridays. There are a lot of things that came out today that I don't know, and I'm definitely going to go and check out the K-Man Riffs Twitter and go through the list of what came out and listen to it today and see if I can find some new stuff. But yeah, everybody always asks me, what are you going to listen to today? So I figured I'd just let you know. Mortal Wound, Rot in Christ, Cuttered Flesh's new album is out today. That I'm doing the Heavy Metal Leisure review for that, so I'm working on that probably this weekend. Yeah, those are the three things that are off the top of my head right now. But anyway, I have 4 records I want to show off today. These are things that I've had in my collection for a while, or I got shortly after I found out that I was going to be unemployed. I just never sold them, but I never showed them off on here. I've been listening to them this week. I figured, why not? Let's show off some records today and talk about the vinyl, talk about the music, and hopefully this will be a new trend on the channel. I am excited. I do have a package coming next week that I'm really excited to show off, and so that'll be a whole video, but we'll get to that. But anyway, all right, so this actually was released probably like, I don't know, it came out a while ago. It's a reissue that NWN did, Nuclear War Now, but I've had it ever since it came out. I've never talked about it on here. I don't think I have. Well, if I did, I'm sorry, I'm showing it off again. But that is Bafomet, Baptized in Goat Blood. So this is a reissue, like I said. Holy shit, this is by far just one of the best albums in my collection, or that I've had in my collection. I'm such a huge fan of this album. So Bafomet, there's so many people, so many bands named that, but this is a Japanese blackened speed metal, punk metal band. I mean, it says Japanese metal punk. That's essentially what it is. They started back in 2015, and this came out, let me see here. It came out in 2023. So I think this is a reissue, though. I don't think that it's definitely not a first pressing. But it's their second full-length album. It says on here, featuring members of Military Shadow, Battalion. Baphomet delivers a raging, hardcore, punk-injected black metal attack recommended for fans of Bathory, Sodom, Deathside, and Evil from Japan. Evil's another phenomenal Japanese band. But yeah, this is really phenomenal. I don't like punk music, and goddamn, that's loud. Come on, let's open this. I change the jacket when they're like this because I can't stand that, but I didn't for this. Anyway, I really am not the biggest punk fan, but this is like speed metal, and like some traditional sounding heavy metal too. A little bit of black metal. It's got a mixture of all those, and it goes really well together. And just the punk aspect of this ends up being one of my favorite things. So here's the front cover, and you can just tell by looking at this, like, oh yeah, that's definitely got some speed metal in there. You can just tell usually by the cover. And then here is the back. So this is a really nice glossy jacket. I'm sure you can see that. Really nice quality. NWN puts out great pressings. And then the printed inner sheets here. There's the band. Awesome band picture. And some liner notes. Probably some thank yous. Yeah, it's also in a font that's incredibly hard for me to read because I have terrible eyes. And then on the other side is the lyrics. I've been listening to this a ton. And then also, a poster of the album. It's like a black and white and like brown, I don't know, like newspaper style poster. I actually really like that. I might frame that. I have a frame that this will fit in. I forgot that this is in there. And then also the black flooding inside the jacket. Always a nice little additional touch that I love when labels do that. So yeah, this is really good. I listened to it when I saw that they were pressing it and releasing it. They released it like, I feel like it was February maybe. And I bought it immediately. And it was just phenomenal. I think I got it for like $15 because it was during the 20% off NWN sale that they were doing when they were trying to get money funding for their pressing plant, Helios pressing. Unfortunately, that sale is no longer, but hopefully they bring it back because, man, there was so much stuff I would have loved to get. So it comes on this orange splatter. Like, it's funny how it's kind of a half splatter, a little, just a tiny bit, but yeah, with the black and white splatter. So I think there might have been plain black pressings too. I'm pretty sure it was like if you ordered within the first 100, they sent you the color copy. So obviously I must have been one of those. I'm pretty sure that's how it was. That's usually how it's the NWN. It's usually like the first 100 or 200 copies, they send you the color, and then after that, everything is black. But this is phenomenal. So good. And like I said, I don't generally like punk music. I'm not a huge fan of it at all. But it goes really well with this album. And just also, I'm a huge speed metal fan. I love black and speed metal. It's definitely one of my favorite genres. I need to dive more into it and buy more of it because there's so many things that I don't have or I've never heard. I just really need to dive more into it, but I tend to just get stuck on death metal, obviously, because that's what the channel name is. But anyway, so that was one record that I had that I've never shown off on here. Also, I got this right before like a couple weeks before, but this is the new Devourment Obscene Majesty Relapse Records reissue, and I grabbed it because I had a plain black one, and on one side of it, it had like a very noisy aspect to it. I don't know, like I cleaned it, it just didn't sound great. I ended up selling that off because I knew that they were reissuing this. And yes, I did tell the person that bought it, like, hey, it's a little bit noisy on the B side. I don't know why. Maybe you can get it to not sound like that. I cleaned it. It still sounds not that great. But that was like a first pressing. So maybe I just got a bad batch or something. But anyway, they reissued this fairly recently. So I grabbed a reissue of it. And everybody knows that, like, this is just one of my all-time favorite death metal bands, or, well, album too. Like, I fucking love this album. We did a heavy metallurgy, like, album club on it several months ago. The band actually watched it and reached out and said, hey, thanks for that, which I thought was pretty cool. But, like, don't get me in trouble for that back, please. Just a perfect 10 out of 10 album for me. Amazing brutal death metal album. You know, obviously the elements of slam are also thrown in there when you think about Devourment. But so I grabbed the reissue. I don't think I've ever shown off this record actually on my channel. I've shown off the CD and stuff. But there's a gatefold printed inner sheet with lyrics, and then the band. And like I said, just perfect 10 out of 10 album for me. I love this album so much. I don't have anything negative to say about it. I'll post a link in the description when we talked about this on the Album Club series. Also, I need to change this crappy paper inner sleeve. I've got some lo-fi stuff back there. I can throw this in. But it comes on this. That's why, because it's static. Splatter, like this green and red and white splatter. Looks awesome. And the other side has a little bit more white in it. But yeah. So this was recently reissued. I'm not too sure if it's still... I don't know if it's still available. Admittedly, I did not look before I started recording this. But I figured I'd show this off. I've been listening to this a lot this week. Obviously, the new Brodequin album that came out this year has gotten me in the mood more for brutal death metal. And I've just been listening to a lot of it. And this album is always a frequent spin. So yeah, so I still have this. Everybody asked me if I sold off my other Devourment albums. I did. I Butcher of the Week is gone. Molesting the Decapitated is gone. I still own them on CD and tape. But I did sell off those records. I will get those back. Again, I have a list of things of top priority albums I'm going to buy back when I first start collecting again. And those will be some of the ones I try to get back. The Molesting the Decapitated, it's probably going to be a fucking pain in the ass to get. Unless maybe Paul from Corpse Crystal has like a plain black copy still sitting in his like inventory that he hasn't gotten rid of yet. But I haven't checked. I have not been searching for records, so I don't know. But I know that runs for stupid prices, unfortunately. So, and then 2 albums I didn't sell. I did not sell. I kept them. I tried to sell them, but nobody wanted to buy them. And then I just took them down because I was like, well, I'm going to keep them now. Because the band is no longer together, and these will be tough to find eventually because they're going to go out of print and stuff like that. And that is Cerebral Rot. So I've been listening to these 2 albums for the last several months, ever since they announced their breakup. However, Corpus Awful is a new band, as everybody knows. But I pulled these off the shelf. So here's Odious Descent into Decay. I snagged these from Vinyl Altar a while ago, so that's why there's sale price stickers on them. I love Vinyl Altar. These are second pressings. I sold off my first pressings. I was a collector scum, and I would buy multiple copies of an album in different color variants back when I used to do that. So this one I think is like the 3rd pressing. I don't remember. Probably why they didn't sell. But it is this color. That ghostly effect. I actually did go on 20 Buck Spin's website to see, do they still have this in stock? They don't. And I don't know if they'll reissue it or not. I'm pretty sure there's probably still maybe tapes or CDs. I'm not too sure, but the vinyls were gone. So like I said, I'm kind of glad I held on to these. So if you're not familiar with Cerebral Rot, which by now you should because I've shown them off on here like 1,000 times. Very murky, disgusting, filthy sounding death metal. Makes you feel like you should take a shower afterwards. This is their first full-length album. This is what really, really got me back into listening to newer, old-school death metal revival. I credit this band to Tumult. Sorry, guys, I know Tumult is such a triggering word on here. But yeah, this came out... I don't remember when this came out. 2020? Does it say on here? It probably says on the back. But anyway, here's the printed inner sheet. Band pictures. But yeah. It's one of the first, old school sounding, new school death metal albums that I really, really just loved. And became hooked on. And just really, just absolutely love this band. So it's a little bit sad that they're not together anymore. But, it is what it is. We're moving on. I'll get over it. But yeah, so I was listening to this quite a bit. I'm re-sleeving on camera. Y'all can deal with it. And that's just because I don't know. And then it's a double jacket. I don't know why I need to get rid of that. But anyway, so there's that one. And then of course I pulled out the second full length. The hell was this called again? I forgot. Oh God. Oh yeah, Execration of Mortality. So this one I feel like is pretty underrated. I think after listening to these several times now, I might enjoy this one slightly more. I feel like this one didn't get enough praise when it first came out. So this is we're going now about when 20 Buck Spin started printing posters and putting them in here. Forgot when these were released. Rot Band. Okay. Execration Mortality. This was 2021, and then Odious Descent into Decay was 2019. So yeah, 2019 was about when I started collecting modern death metal records. So I absolutely love this album artwork. I actually had this poster hanging in my office for a long time. I took it down shortly, not too long ago, because I moved everything around and stuff. And I haven't put it back up yet, but I love this album artwork. I kind of forgot who did it really quickly, so I'll figure that out. I like that old school back too. Very minimal, just the track names and then obviously $20 spin. I like that. Very minimal in the back. So, the album artwork is Karina Monzon in the interior art. So, awesome. There's a Cerebral Rot skull, murky, swampy skull. This has a little bit more dissonance into it, a little bit more, just a tiny bit more, but it still has the same murkiness, the same swampy sounding Cerebral Rot sound. But I really, really enjoyed this album, and I actually think I might like it slightly better than their first album. I've been listening to this a lot. And then here is the massive poster. Yeah, it's huge. So, and then this one I think is also, this is also a second pressing because I sold off my first press. But I still had these left over from when I sold off my vinyl collection, and it's this really cool, like fluorescent green with the red blob in the middle. This actually might still be available on their website. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I really like this album a lot. I think for me, it is clicking a little bit more now. It's got more of that like darker dissonance sounding on here. Not a lot. Like don't assume it's just like straight up like that, but just a little bit slightly more suffocating sound to it than their last album. Maybe, and that's just the style of death metal I've been into right now. So this is the one that I've been enjoying the most, but yeah. Polyline sleeve, which is why I haven't changed it out yet. So there you go. Those are the records I've been listening to that I still have in my collection. I don't need to try and get back. But I figured let's do that. We'll talk about that today and show them off. Cerebral Rot, man. I really, really love that band, and those are two records that I still listen to often. Their EP and their demo is so good too. Oh, God, I'm tired. I just woke up. I have not had coffee yet. I tried to get this video out and done for the rest of this, so that way I can go about my day. I got a lot of stuff I need to do today. One of my final weekends of not being employed. And it's also Memorial Weekend, so it's a long 3-day weekend. I start my new job next Tuesday. Very excited to be working again. I can't believe I'm saying that. But yeah, Cerebral Rot, great band. Rest in peace to them, though. But they gave us 2 glorious albums, 1 glorious demo, and then 1 glorious EP. But I'm kind of glad I have those because, like I said, I don't think that they're gonna go out of print and be tough to find, and I won't have to deal with that when I'm trying to get my collection back. So, check out these bands. Beth, I'll link everything in the description as always. I mean, you probably already know Devourment, you probably already know Cerebral Rot, you may even know the Bafomet. But I'll link them in the description where you can listen to them. And that is all I have. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I don't think I'll be uploading anything this weekend. I have a pretty busy weekend of family in town, because it's Memorial Day weekend, the graduation parties, so many graduation parties. Holy shit. We know so many people that are graduating this year. But next week, I don't know what my schedule will be like. So we'll see. Maybe a video or 2 up, when I'm done working, but, I'm working again, so I'm happy. That's not something I'm going to complain about. But I'll see you guys in the next one.